Hi everyone. Today we're going to discuss about the course outline for the topic named podcast, whereas we're going to see the course description, the course objectives, and the outline for each module. For the course description, this course provides us about the information on the introduction to podcasting, covering the essential content of the creation, production, marketing, and monetization. Participants will be able to learn on how to conceptualize, record, edit, and promote their own podcasts. And the objective of this course include that to improve the understanding podcasting landscape and its trends, develop skills in scripting and storytelling, learn about recording and editing audio, exploring the podcast distribution and marketing strategies, understand monetization options for the podcast. Let's go Let us go and see the description of the module and the outline of each module. Whereas for module 1, we're going to cover the introduction to podcasting. This covers the history and evolution of podcasting and the general overview of the podcast genres and trends. For module 2, we are going to see the podcast conceptualization. This will have to cover the teaching of how to find your niche and targeted audience and developing the podcast themes and formats and creating a podcast title and branding. For the module 3, we're going to see the scripting and storytelling, where this will cover the crafting, compiling scripts, the art of storytelling and audio, and interview techniques for the podcast. For module 4, we're going to see the audio recording and editing, where this part will cover the equipment covering overview, including microphones, headphones, and etc. Also, the recording techniques and beat and best practices, editing software tools, example Audacity and GarageBand, and the sound qualities, also music and sound effects. For module 5, we are going to see the publishing and distribution. This part will have to cover the creating of RSS feeds and hosting the platforms overview, including Podbean and Lisbon, and submitting your podcast to your directories such as Apple Podcasts and Spotify and so much more. Also for module 6, we are going to see the marketing of the podcast, where this part will have to cover the building of the audience, strategies and tips, social media promotions, techniques, and their collaboration with other podcasters. Also for module 7, we're going to see the monetization strategies, whereas we have to see the understanding podcast monetization, sponsorships, advertising, and other revenue streams such as Patreon and merchandises. For module 8, we're going to see the maintaining and growing of your podcast, whereas we're going to cover the part of measuring successes, analytics and feedback, engaging your audience and staying relevant as we adapt the trends. For module 9, we are going to see the final product. Here we are going to cover the creation and presentation of the podcast and the final episodes and the peer feedback and discussion. All these outline are going to give the clear objectives, results as stated in above slides, and so much more. This is all for today. Thank you.